was at some place, and all of a sudden it came flooding back to me how many times I had been to this place before, but it looked different and I didn't remember it until I came there from a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Shocked the daylights out of me.
Yeah, and there are people who are going to say, well, you've lived other lives and those are just your memories coming back. But with all due respect to every friend I've got who's a psychic medium, you don't know that.
No, you don't know that for a fact. So, and I live more in a fact-based reality than a lot of paranormal investigators. Mm-hmm. I want facts. I don't know why. Maybe all the data I deal with, but that is what it is. But one of the things that I thought was interesting in your book is are there other creatures out there that people mistake for Bigfoot besides bears?
All the time. There was when I did a show in Butler, Pennsylvania, a man came up and handed me his book. Didn't want me to buy it. He just handed it to me. And it's about, the title of it's called Varmints. It's laying around here in my office somewhere. But it's called Varmints. And it's a pretty neat book where he just shows various little varmints in the wild and creatures in the wild that are being constantly misidentified for other things. Constantly. It happens all the time.
Well,
as a matter of fact, hey, that brought back to mind, this happened, I think, in 81 or 82, but the Sykesville monster. It was in Sykesville, Maryland, and people were reporting these gigantic, this gigantic creature in Sykesville, Maryland. And after all the media hopped on it, it turned out to be a line of trees moving in the wind.
Like, I'm not shocked.
Yeah, it happens all the time. The human mind can be tricked. This is I use this in my speech in Fort Myers. The human mind is a delicate thing, and it can be easily tricked. One show I love to watch on TV is something called the Carbonaro Effect, and it's where, I don't know if y'all seen it, but it's where a musician sets himself up in ordinary situations, disguised as a clerk or some kind of worker or something. Customers come in, and he takes ordinary things and does these seemingly impossible tricks with them, and they believe something really amazing just happened, but it's just sleight of hand, misdirection, working the craft that is magic. And I think to myself, I actually laugh out loud when I see the trick being performed, how clever it is, and how clever it is you could trick the human mind that way. And I think to myself, well, now, wait a minute. If a living, breathing human being using just simply misdirection, sleight of hand, autonomic suggestion can make the impossible appear to happen right before their eyes, what could a paranormal entity that does not abide by physical laws do?
It's funny you mentioned that show to us while we were down in Eureka Springs, and the next morning it was on TV.
Yep.
And we were watching it as we were packing up to leave, and we were laughing that you had mentioned it the night before.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So it just made me laugh thinking of that. And I did find some stuff on this Sykesville monster as late as 1981. There was he's now currently a radio show host trying to prove that it existed. And actually, to last year, he was still writing stories on this monster that was called the Sykesville monster. But, and he lives in Pennsylvania now. So,
I don't know if anybody really remembers, but the mid-'70s was the heyday for Sasquatch sightings, Bigfoot sightings.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah, everybody was seeing Bigfoot from coast to coast.
Oh, yeah. We've got a lot of stories out here in Missouri about Momo the monster. So, but, we're coming up on our next break, so we don't have time to get into that. So I want everybody to go get themselves a nice warm drink, because I'm getting cold again. So go get yourself a nice warm drink. Come back. We're going to talk some more to Frank Bennett. If you guys have any questions, please ask them away. He loves to talk. He loves the sound of his voice. And
Thank you, Denise.
And I'm pretty sure you guys like the sound of his voice, too. But you're listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Son of a...
Hey, son.
Mother...
Son? What are you doing?
Hey, Mom. I'm getting ready to listen to Periscope Uncensored.
By expanding your vocabulary.
Well, it is uncensored.
Son, the uncensored part of Periscope Uncensored is Jax and I getting down to brass tacks with all aspects of the paranormal. There's no fluff on our show.
So, no off-color commentary?
I didn't say that.
Awesome!
Son?
I just hit my head.
Oh boy, I'll go get you an ice pack. Catch Periscope Uncensored Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
You are listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting. The best in paranormal talk radio.
Since 1948, Fate magazine has brought you reports of the strange and unknown, all of them true. Fate Radio is carrying on that tradition, bringing you the unusual, macabre, strange, and bizarre. Join host Kat Hobson Sunday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
You are listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, Birmingham, Alabama.
Thank you for listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. The time is 23 minutes after the hour.
Welcome back to the Paranormal Pride, and I'm your hostess, Denise Pridemore. I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you're staying warm. My guest tonight is Frank Bennett. He is the author of this very informative book on the Aberdeen Wildman called The Encounter with the Aberdeen Wildman, a True Story. You can get it on his website. His website is, let me go back to my little link here and tell you what that is. It is called, let's see, I can't do nothing today.
BibleByBennett.com. Or you can also look me up on my other webpage, FrankJBennett.com.
Thank you. But the Bible by Bennet one is not working right now.
What's up?
Just a heads up. So
Oh, it's on my computer. What's up?
It did. Maybe it's a cached copy for you.
Cache copy.
Yeah.
That's about the only cache I do have.
Yeah. Me. But it worked on my phone, but it wouldn't work on my computer, so I don't know what's going on. But you can check it out on there, and you can also you can get your book also on Amazon, right? So
yes,
there you go.
Yeah, actually, I would recommend everybody go to the Amazon page first. It would probably be a better directive.
It's pretty fast to get them off by Amazon, or go to an event where Frank's at. That way you can get it signed. He's got very nice handwriting.
Oh, you are so nice to me. Thank you. You're the only human to ever say that.
Well, I can read it better than mine. So, and he also has another book, Ghost in Philadelphia. I'm in the process of reading that now, and it's not, so far, I have not come across any real spirits in this book. Mostly the spirits of the founding fathers. So if I find any, I'll let you know. But so far, I like the book. And so that's all that matters to me. So A Ghost in Philadelphia is more of a fiction book, correct?
Yeah, it's my first time. It's my second time attempting to write fiction. And what I needed was to create a vehicle that incorporated things I like and really want to talk about, namely the paranormal, but also history, and also, politics as well. So what I did was I created a vehicle where I can send a very famous college history professor back in time to witness the founding of the country, to answer, long-standing political questions about what did the founders intend when they wrote the Declaration of Independence and Constitution, all that. And the reason why it incorporates many paranormal aspects is born out of conversations I've actually had with people who have seen me at shows. And out of these conversations, I had come to realize that the human body cannot transcend time. There's no technology they'll ever create that can do that, but the human spirit can. And so I provide a futuristic scenario where the technology exists to project the human spirit back through time, where this college history professor actually appears as a full-bodied apparition in 1776 Philadelphia. And as you and I both know, having seen full-bodied apparitions, they look as real as you and I. And so while there, he encounters other spirits, battles demons, accidentally switches places with one of the founding fathers, messes up everything and has to fix it, and falls in love hopelessly with a young girl of the day.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, so far I like the book. It seemed like it was set way in the future compared to now. So, but it's, like I said, I like it. I mean, the parts that I've read so far are way in the future. My mind, when I was starting to read it, you sent it to me around my birthday, but I never got to it until recently. And then my mind.
Well, you have a lot on your plate, Denise. I'm really surprised you got to read it at all.
I'm liking what I'm reading, and I can't wait to finish it so that I can write you a review. So it is really one of those things. I really enjoy this. So.
Well, I'm scared about it because it's writing fiction. Every time you write fiction, you take a chance.
You do, because everybody has their own opinions on fiction.
Yeah.
When you write something that's paranormal related, you've got a whole lot of people that you can that have an interest in that subject already. When you're writing a story, that's what this is, a story. You got to draw them in, and in the first two chapters, you drew me in. So I'm interested. I want to know more. That's the beginning. So
yeah. Now the paranormal aspect of it is really what is the engine behind this, because it's something, I talk about this when I speak live, but you see, people don't understand their own spirit. They understand everything about themselves because we live in a world that demands, you be satisfied physically, mentally, things like that. But nobody understands their own spirit. And the main character of the book never had cause to even think about his own spirit until he undertook this trip. And so now he appears in 1776 Philadelphia solely as spirit. To everybody else, he appears like a living being, of course. It's a full-bodied apparition. But now he's experiencing things in the spirit, and everything's hitting him strange. And he crosses the ire of a local demon who seeks to destroy him. And then with my background in Scripture, I'm able to kind of build the backstory of how that works and how the demonology realm works. Not every spirit is a demon.
Right.
However, it angers me in the paranormal field to see people referring to every spirit as being a demon. That bothers me a lot. But
we also know where I went with that as well.
Yeah, dig it. And by the way, may I point out that a spirit does not have to be a demon to put a hurting on you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a bastardized term. We only have it because the New Testament was translated into the Greek. And when it's translated into the Greek, it has an exacting tone to it. And the word spirits becomes evil, powerful spirit, which is how the Greeks saw it. And so, when I see it being thrown around, I get a little squirmish about it. It just does. It's an improper term I think people use. And quite honestly, you don't know the dividing line between a spirit and a demon anyways.
No. And I don't think I don't think most of humanity knows what that dividing line is.
Right, exactly. And there's an entire spirit world out there who, as we have witnessed, goes through great lengths to conceal their actual identities, going as far as to